honor and mention Reverend Dr. Lyman Kulathungam that has attended today, taking his time out of his busy schedule to join us today to celebrate our 20th year celebration of American Family Church Temple. I apologize. So if we could give him a round of applause for coming.
Thank you, Pastor Loganathan, for inviting me for this grand occasion. And we are honored to have Reverend Dr. David Wells with us. I know him personally. He was our first pastor as a family in Bethel. He was the pastoral staff when we came after the riots, and from that time onwards, he has been a great mentor and a great friend for us. Now, when I think of this church, I am reminded of 1976 when I came here to study at McMaster University. I was studying there. There was no Tamil church in Toronto that time. So every Easter and Christmas, they had a joint service in one of the halls. And these services were mainly sort of organized by mainline churches. So they were very traditional, and they did not have any speaker. And they called me as a last resort. They said, why don't you come and speak to us, knowing my Pentecostal leanings? And it was at their own risk. When I preached on the importance of the baptism of the Holy Spirit for a church. A church to grow, the Holy Spirit should lead. And after the sermon, I prayed, Lord, let your will be done. Let there be a Tamil church started, which is Christ elevated, Bible-based and Spirit-led. And after the prayer, it was controversial. But God answers sometimes controversial prayers. And this was one of them. And what happened was, I thank God. It's not my prayer. I thank God for His faithfulness. Now we have this church. And He honored the request which was made not only by me, but many of you. And we have here God's faithfulness. And I've seen Pastor David Loganathan from his journey in Toronto. And his journey was a very adventurous journey, an interesting journey. When he came to Toronto and he accepted Jesus Christ, and I remember the first day of his encounter with Pentecost. I don't want to go into the details, but it was a mixed reaction. But after that, God gave him the Holy Spirit. And as a family, you have seen here what has been enacted through these 20 years. The strength of this church, they have not forgotten the young people, the children, the older generation, and all of them are led by Christ. And as a family, they have been very strong in their faith. They have faced many challenges, but God gives the courage, and the challenge becomes sort of dissipated in the face of God's Spirit. And the gates of hell cannot prevail against what God has started. And we have such an important church today. And let's thank God for all His mercies. And it has been a miraculous church. I've seen many miracles happen in this church. And the most important miracle is you who have come into the faith as a result of the saving grace of God. Amen. And that's the greatest miracle. And you are a family unit. And you are also a temple. This was a warehouse. But now it's not a mere building. It's a temple where Jesus is elevated. and worship. And we thank God for such a your church. எங்களுடைய ஆராதனை ரகசியம் இயேசுவை எங்களுடைய மையமானவை, வேதாகமத்தை எங்களுடைய அஸ்திபாரமாக, ஆவியானவர் எங்களை வழிநடத்தினார். இந்த சபை வழிநடக்கும், இந்த சபை அதிகரிக்கும், இந்த சபை ஆசீர்வதிக்கப்பட்ட சபையாக மாறும். We have also a very important, significant thing. When the Sinhalese and Tamils were fighting in Sri Lanka, here in this church, the Sinhalese church and the Tamil church, we have seen how God brings together people. Expect great things from God, because God is great, and you will have greater miracles, greater salvation, greater blessings, because God is great. Thank you.